My name is Nav Bassi, and I'm the university's Chief Information Security Officer, and I'm here to answer your questions. So please, ask me anything. We tell everybody not to reuse the same password on multiple sites, but then you have a bunch of passwords that you have to remember. The best way to do that is to use a password manager, which is a piece of software that you can use that will store different usernames and passwords for different websites and different services, and then prevent you from having to remember them all, while at the same time having different secure passwords for everything. Of course, the key is that this password safe or password manager needs to be secure. So you need to use a reputable product, and it needs to have a very strong master password. And I recommend using a passphrase, longer the better, that you can remember, that will help you protect all of those other passwords. A good password is actually more than a word. It's a phrase, so we use the term passphrase. The longer the better. I would suggest you use a sentence that makes sense to you but won't make sense to anybody else, and have capitalization, punctuation, those are special characters, all in there. So it's easy for you to remember but hard for somebody else to guess, and hard for a computer to computationally break. The most significant cyber attack that an individual can face is social engineering, essentially somebody trying to trick you to gain access to your accounts and the information they contain. And the best defense against that is learning, so good on you for doing that today, but also making sure that you are never giving out your username and password combination to anybody. No legitimate organization will ever need your password. If you're doing business with them, they have it already. That applies to UVic as well. We'll never ask for your password. We just don't need it. There are a lot of different password managers out there, and like most software, it depends on the features you want and your preferences. Basically, if you're looking for one, you're going to find two kinds. One that stores information locally. There's an open source product called KeePass, and we have information on our website about that one. And then some that will store it in the cloud, so you can access it from multiple devices. Regardless of whichever application you choose, just make sure that you choose a strong passphrase to protect the information that that app contains, and you turn on multi-factor authentication so that if somebody does gain access to your passphrase, that alone isn't sufficient to gain access to your account and all the passwords you're going to save. UVic is going to offer multi-factor authentication to protect your UVic account. This is going to be available on October the 18th, so stay tuned for more information and messages about when it's available. You can self-enroll, and once you've done that, from that point on, whenever you're going to log in to UVic systems, you'll be prompted to authorize that login from a mobile device. And so if it's you, you can hit approve and you log in. If it's not you, you hit deny, and that prevents an attacker from gaining access to your account. It's coming. The short answer is yes. Now, obviously, a website that you consider to be reputable would never do that, but they could still get compromised. And that's why it's so important to not use the same username and password on multiple sites, because if that happens, the website itself might not use it on your behalf, but a malicious actor who got access to it could. Great, we need you. We can use everybody's skills in the cybersecurity industry. And so if you're interested in learning more, the best thing to do is to turn to social media. InfoSec or cybersecurity, those are hashtags that you're going to find in common use on places like Twitter and Instagram. And you're going to see a lot of cybersecurity professionals sharing information and resources. There's online blogs that a lot of people will reference that can really give you a flavor for the breadth in cybersecurity. Staff receive training and support on how to properly handle student information. That includes what systems to use and how to use those systems properly to ensure that information is protected. Compatibility. The thing about security standards is that you're always trying to balance the ability for the widest amount of people to use them with the security protections they provide. And so you don't want to get ahead of what people are able to use on their devices, otherwise you actually end up reducing security overall. Everybody is able to go to uvic.ca/phishing, PHISHING, and enroll in the training that we offer there. And so phishing awareness training is available for everybody, including students. It's a Brightspace course. You'll also see a mention on page for something called simulated phishing training, which is something that we've been doing with faculty and staff for a few months, and to coincide with Cybersecurity Awareness Month are going to start that for students as well. All right, it looks like we're going to have to give the keys for this account back, so I want to thank you all for taking part in this takeover. Thanks for your interest and your engagement, and most of all, your questions. I want to thank Kelly Deether, who's been helping me work the gram, and I want to encourage you all to visit uvic.ca/UVic CyberAware and take the quiz, enter the contest, and hopefully win a prize. Until next time, thank you again.